How many times you have asked AI to write something and gotten back a reply that sounds nothing like a real human, full of AI characteristic phrases and M-dashes that most of us don't even have a key for. And after asking it to fix it, you got what you wanted. And next time, you just type the same instructions for writing more like a human again and again. It turns out there is a very useful feature that enables us to write the instruction that we use frequently once, and then use it every time when needed without even calling it. It's called the skill, and in this video I will show you what it is, how it works, how to use it, and when to be careful. So, what is a skill? In its basic form, it's a very simple thing, a folder with a single text file inside. Each skill has a name. In our case, since we want the AI to write more like a human, let's call it natural voice. That text file must always be named skill.md, and inside it we put three things: the skill's name, the same as the folder, a short description telling the model when to use it, and the body, what we actually want the AI to do in plain English or any other language. And that's it. Once we put this skill folder somewhere the AI can see it, the next time we ask it to write something, it loads our skill first, follows the instructions, and gives us the output we wanted. And you can create a skill anytime you find yourself explaining the same thing to an AI over and over, or when you need to give it a knowledge or preferences it doesn't have. For example, when writing in your natural voice, using eternal jargon, following your doc templates or brand style, building visualizations your way, avoiding certain terminal commands, complying with internal rules, and much more. Skills are for all of that. And remember that each skill has its own folder. So, now you might wonder, with so many skills, how does the AI pick the right one? It's very clever how it works inside. As I mentioned, each skill's description says when it should be triggered. So, when a session starts, the model receives a list of the names and descriptions of every available skill, and when your message arrives, it can decide whether it needs a skill, and if so, which one. In our case, since we are asking it to write text for people, which matches the natural voice description, it loads that skill, pulls the full body into its context window, and produces the output we want. And notice how efficient this is. At first, only the short descriptions sit in the context. The full skill body loads only when it's actually needed. This smart trick is called progressive disclosure. And if a skill is more complex, the model can go on to load other files like examples too. And here is the structure of a bigger skill. You can bundle extra docs and examples under references, even code scripts the model can run, plus other files. It reads them only when needed. And you might wonder where all these skill folders go. It depends on the tool. Many tools have a folder simply called skills. In chat apps, you usually add them in settings under something like capabilities or skills. And if you can't find it, just ask your AI. And if you are wondering whether your AI tool supports skills, it probably does. In late 2025, shortly after launching skills, Anthropic released the format as an open standard, and it was quickly adopted by other companies. And as for creating skill, luckily you don't have to build skills by hand every time. Just ask your AI to create one, or to turn your current conversation into a skill, asking you a few clarifying questions first. And editing a skill works the same way. The easiest path is to have the AI update it for you based on your conversation. And as for using skills, they should trigger automatically from your message. If one doesn't, simply adjust its description, either by hand or together with AI. And you can always invoke a skill by name if needed. Now, the best practices I value most. First, a skill is meant to teach the AI something it doesn't already know, your preferences, habits, or inside knowledge. Don't waste it on things it can already do or does by default. Second, if you still have to fix something in the output, remember to update the skill based on that fix. And it's even better to write down the mistake itself in gotchas section. Every line like that is hopefully a mistake you never have to correct again. Third, remember a skill is a folder, not just one text file. You can attach templates, examples, even code it can run. Fourth, say exactly what you want, and just watch how it behaves. When I told it to stop using emdashes, it stopped using dashes almost entirely. But all I wanted was to swap the long dashes for regular ones. So the fix is to update the skill and tell it precisely. Replace emdashes with regular hyphens. And finally, the description is a trigger for the model, not a summary. It should say when the skill should be used. Luckily, you don't have to build every skill yourself. Plenty of sites and marketplaces offer ready-made skills, prepared and tested by others. Getting one is as easy as dropping the folder into your directory or asking your AI to do it. I've listed the sources I used in the description. But be careful with external skills. As we've seen, a skill can contain code the model runs, and it can touch your files. And even a skill with no code at all can be dangerous. It's still instructions the AI will follow. So, treat a downloaded skill like any code from a stranger. Only take them from sources you trust and look inside before you run it. And that's it. For me, skills are the idea that really changed how I work with AI. I stopped re-explaining myself, and the model slowly learns how I like things done. If you use or find skills that you really like or use frequently, just share them in the comments. I would be happy to test them and maybe make a separate video on the best ones. Thank you for watching.